Hello everybody, Road Warrior 627 here, and welcome to my first preview of the new year. Today we're going to be looking at the Toboggan Stakes at Aqueduct this Saturday, January 18th, approximate post time 3:55. Let's take the field in post position order. We got some nice, hard-knocking, older sprinters. Number 1 is Sunny Ridge, ran good last time out, but is likely coming from off the pace today. He's got plenty of class in the past performances, but this race looks to be towards the front. That's where you want to be. The pace projector from Timeform US, color-coded blue. That means that they're projecting a slow or moderate early pace, and I happen to agree with them. Just from the dynamics in the winter, you often see the sprints have pretty slow fractions, at least relatively for sprints, and this is a 7-furlong race, so I'd prefer to have horses near the front. A horse that's going to be near the front or on the lead is number 2, American Anthem. He wants the lead. Last time he ran pretty at Keeneland, but he didn't get the trip that he wants. He was kind of stuck down on the inside. He wasn't on the lead. First start for Danny Gargan, does very well when he gets new horses into his barn. Number 3 is 15-1 shot Archcat, at least on the morning line. If you watch this horse's last race, he's got a very nice late kicker. At least he did in that race. And I really like Eric Cancel riding him for one simple reason. Cancel knows how to get prices home, especially in under-the-radar scenarios like this. There's an out-of-town horse. Nobody's really ever heard of him, and they might ignore, even though one of the best riders at Aqueduct during the winter is on him. Number 4 is Nicodemus. He's a fair play. He's 5-1. He's just kind of on and off. He's got good potential, and sometimes he just doesn't show up. I think he's going to get overbet tomorrow for one simple reason, and that's how great the horses in Linda Rice's barn have been running. She's got a 12-13 win lead in the trainer standings. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I think this horse is going to get overbet tomorrow just from the Linda factor, especially if she wins a couple of races earlier on the card. I'm not exactly sure what she has. I haven't looked at the other races yet, but chances are she's going to be driving down the price of her horse here. Now, the number 5 is T Loves a Fight. I love this horse. And I can kind of compare this horse to Nicodemus. I'd say talent-wise, he's just a bit under what Nicodemus is. But he's always a hard trier. He always comes up, shows up with his lunch pail, runs a good race. And he has figures that make him competitive in here, at least to get second or third. And while he's the same price on David Aragone's morning line, 5-1, as Nicodemus, I have a feeling he's going to get a little bit ignored in this race. Now, Luis Rodriguez Castro is replacing Dylan Davis, who rode him last time out just a week ago. Now, you might think, oh, that's a concern. He ran just a week ago. I love when horses run back on short rest. So I have absolutely zero problem with that in here. And the fact that he might get ignored at the window, just from my thinking, I could be totally wrong. If this horse is in the 6 or 7 or 1 range, I want to play this horse tomorrow. If he's in the somehow drops to the 7-2, 4-1, 5-1 range, I really don't. But I'm going to pick him on top anyway in here. Now, he is a stalker, and appears to be so based on the pace figure in here. He's also getting 6 pounds from Nicodemus, which could absolutely help him in here. That's why I like T Loves a Fight. Number 6, Bon Raison. He's 20-1 in this race. He's a cool horse. He wired a field at Belmont back in the fall, but I don't think he's got enough class. He's got 197 on the resume, and that's it. Now, I love seeing higher buyer speed figures than a lot of other horses in the field, but when it only happens once, that tells me it was a fluke, and then he was pretty much on the best part of the track that day. Let's go on to number 7. That is still having fun. This horse, kind of like American Anthem, is a Woody Stevens winner. But in this race, just like he did in that Woody Stevens that he won a year and a half ago, chances are he's coming off the pace. If he sits a little bit closer, I think it can really help him, but chances are that's not happening, and I don't want him in this sort of pace dynamic here today. The 8 is Mind Control. Velasquez is coming up from Florida to ride this horse. That's a good sign. Now, this horse has been off a pretty substantial layoff, and that's what I don't like. I don't want to see Grade 1 runners take this much of a rest. It just doesn't work out a lot of the time. Now, for a trainer, Greg Sacco, he's very good with his horses, and I've seen the workouts. They're pretty good. But as a horse that's going to be 2-1, that's probably going to be the favorite in here. Might drop to 9-5, 8-5, depending on late money. I just can't put him on top in here. He's definitely going to be in my triple. And the 9 is the Sakari. Chances are, according to Dave Grenning on Twitter, he's going to be scratched. If he is in this race, he's a total outsider that I just don't want any part of anyway. So that brings me to my top 4 selections in this race. I think it's very wide open, but from a price standpoint and from what I think is going to happen, I'm going to go with T Loves a Fight, the 5 on top. I think the stalking position right behind American Anthem is perfect for him. I think he should relish the distance and probably be upwards of his 5-1 morning line odds. If he's not, then I don't think he's as great a play as I'm touting him. If he's in the 6-7-1 range, absolutely, that's who I want in here. The 2 American Anthem second should have a pretty easy lead. Now, easy as far as being 3/4 ahead of T Loves a Fight and Nicodemus. Not incredibly comfortable lead, 2 lengths or anything like that, but moderate pace, 22-4 for a 7 furlong sprint, 23. The second quarter, if you look at the times of the Aqueduct sprints in the winter, you see that often the first quarter is kind of like an average sprint that you'll see during the fall, maybe 22-4, something like that. If it's 23, that's kind of understandable because the track's slower. But if he gets away with something like that, and he gets away with 46-4 or something like that, because this is a good group of horses, don't kid yourself, the race could be over. That's why I'm respecting him a lot and putting him second. I'll put Mind Control third just because of his class. The 8 and the 3 Archcat I'll put fourth because of the late kick he showed me last time, and could be a nice price to round out the Super. So that's what I got, guys. 5, 2, 8, and 3 in the Toboggan Stakes at Aqueduct, Saturday, January 18th. You can watch it online on the NYRA website because the assholes at New York City TV took the horses off TV. Of course, you could also watch it on TVG, but I'm not their biggest fan, so I don't. I just use the NYRA website for that. So enjoy the races, everybody. If you're going to be playing multi-race bets, I suggest you spread in here. I would use the top 3 of my selections. If I was playing a pick 4, 5, or 6 ticket, I'd use the 2, the 5, and the 8. Maybe even Nicodemus, because he has the potential to run those higher figures. Anybody that's capable of being near the pace in this race definitely has a chance to win. So that's it, everybody. Hope you enjoy the races on Saturday, and as always, remember, pay your bills first, and I'll see you next week for the Pegasus World Cup.